we are back now for our final match of the entire tournament. The women's absolute black belt final. Gabi Pessanha in the blue versus Yara Soares in the white. There is no men's absolute final today. This is the last match of the tournament, so.
Big double guard pull here.
Well, interesting to see how they score this, because the way that that Gabi jumped guard and the way that Yara wrapped up the ankle lock immediately, if she lets it go, but no, it's now Gabi on the ankle lock. Will they, if they let it go, are they going to let them continue, or are they going to give them the 20-second count? Because I don't see the referee on the clock. But
he checked his watch initially, and not sure where he's at now. Interestingly enough, too, this is a repeat situation of the 2019 brown belt women's super heavy and open class final, where Gabi and Yara finished both of those matches. And Gabi won the weight class at brown belt 2019. Yara won the open class with a choke from the back. Earlier today, Gabi did beat Yara by 2 points in the weight class. And so now we'll see if we're going to repeat 2019 situation or if we're going to have a double gold performance from Gabi Pessanha.
Yeah, these guys, they know each other so well. They have fought against each other. They faced each other in gi tournaments all over the world many, many times. And after Gabi won her gold medal earlier in the super heavyweight final, I asked her, do you have anything special in store for the absolute? Do you have anything at all that you've learned or anything that you're holding on to? And she said, no, she said, it's just going to be an all-out battle like always.
They give 100% every time. And with athletes of this caliber, that's all you have to. You can't hold anything back, or you can't save any special tricks, or you're going to be in trouble with the best in the world. Really like the use of the lapel here from Gabi Pessanha. A lot of times you do see Yara end up on the bottom of their initial interaction. She has a great lasso spider that she plays a lot from, but it looks like no one has come up on top yet to assume the top position, so we're still in a double guard pull here at 8:20 left in the final. Interesting to see Yara bringing that right leg over for a lasso type position, even with Gabi's left leg involved. But because Gabi is holding so tight to Yara's left ankle, she's not able to come up to that left knee. But now she comes up and almost in a position to possibly go for an arm lock on the top arm here.
Or a mounted triangle, possibly. I'm hard to see exactly where the right leg is. Oh, she could go for a triangle on the back.
Locked.
Yara slips her head out.
Yeah, very interesting position there. I thought Gabi might go for the arm lock on the top arm, but with the grips underneath, you couldn't really see if the arm was extended at all. And Gabi now has a narrow 2-0 lead, but Yara does have the advantage on the board. So if Yara does end up with a 2-point score, she will be in control of the fight. Yeah, again, we see this lasso from Yara with Gabi's leg involved rather than a lasso from, like a traditional guard position where Gabi would be on top, either standing or on her knees. But with that control that Gabrieli has with her right hand on Yara's left leg, makes it very difficult for Yara to either come up and assume the top position. She's trying to drag that left leg back, but Gabrieli is doing a good job holding it nice and tight. And now she's able to come up almost to that knee, but Gabi still has that control of the pants.
Yara's just very content here to kind of hang out, not rush things. It's actually, the referee took away 2 points from Gabi Pessanha, so it's actually going to be 0-0 with just that one advantage.
So that means Yara is assuming the top position here. So that puts Yara in the top position, which she doesn't look very happy about because she probably wants to play in the guard position. This means if she assumes the bottom position, Gabi will have that 2 back on the board.
Okay, again, the referee adjusts the scoreboard as a result of the video review, and it's now even. It's one advantage apiece and one penalty apiece.
Interesting. Yeah, so we are totally tied up here at 6 minutes and 6 minutes left in the match, and you have Yara in the top position. Gonna undo the foot of Gabrieli caught in the gi here. In very interesting position now, what we're looking at is Yara has, she's gonna retie the pants. Yara has a lasso grip with her leg, but she's on top. So She's playing lasso guard, but she's on top position, right? So I'm interested to see what happens if she starts to come up to her left leg and start to stomp that right foot to the ground, or maybe so she has some attacks in mind with submissions. But this is very, very unusual for what we see from someone coming up to the top position. Starts to peel that out.
Knocks Soares down to her side, but Gabi doesn't rush to come up.
These
Looks
two
over at the clock.
These two end up in 50-50 quite a lot, and a lot of times their matches do come down to an advantage or a 2-point score. They have very tight matches consistently, and so I'm definitely not surprised to see this. The main thing that starts to become a question mark, because Gabrieli probably knows that she has a good chance of sweeping, but at 5 minutes, she's not eager to come on top and put herself in a top position in top 50-50. But Yara starting to push that foot down, almost looking for a one-handed toe hold, but very hard to do with the lapel involved. And Gabi now locking her feet underneath Yara's back, possibly looking to come up in more of a leg drag position here if she's able to free her left knee. But Yara now holding on to that ankle so that the leg drag won't be possible.
Lots of jockeying for position, but they haven't really been able to significantly change the actual position that they're in. There's a lot of back and forth. There's, one will knock each other down to the side, they'll come back up. There's a little exchange of grips, but fundamentally they are in pretty much the same position here. This kind of leg fighting battle, and the clock is ticking. The minutes are passing by.
It's interesting too, when the points change in the middle of the match, the strategy changes as well. So we saw kind of a few shakes of the head and a little bit of confusion. So now kind of feeling each other out again, deciding what the new strategy becomes with an even match, which you don't expect with a double guard pull. Always someone is going to come up with the advantage, but we're even now. So Yara moved quickly for a moment into like a single leg X, which is definitely a more of an advantageous position. But now Gabi able to bring her left foot inside to kind of negate the power of Yara's right leg on her hip, or left leg on her hip. So with Gabi's left leg involved, it really takes away the extension that Yara might have had. But again, with the lasso from this seated, from the double seated guard, Yara brings her right foot through the armpit of Gabi and comes in to potentially attack the ankle here, but she does have to be careful with the leg drag position here if she loses that arm on the lasso.
2 points awarded to Gabi Pessanha, but yeah, not only is that sleeve is stuck in the side, so Yara's got like a lasso with that right foot pretty deep through.
Yeah, normally we'd be really worried about the leg drag, but with the lasso, it kind of cancels that out, right?
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that Yara can use to simply knock Gabi back down again, and that's exactly what's happening here. So she's just going to come back up now, and that's going to be 2 in return for Yara Soares. But as I mentioned earlier, fundamentally not much had changed, except now Gabi Pessanha does have closed guard.
With so many matches between them, I mean, I can't even count, but probably over 20 matches in the last 2 to 3 years between AJP and IBJJF. These ladies know each other's styles so well.
Maybe too well.
Yeah, maybe too well, right? And there's just a lot of respect between the two. They go back and forth in different matches. It's always close and it's always a battle. They fought just earlier today and had a 2-point match for Gabi Pessanha. And a lot of it comes down to timing. Who's going to score last, right? A lot of times we see that in these sweep battles. But Gabi...
Lapel lasso with the right hand. She gave up the closed guard to go for the lapel lasso instead. So the guard is open, but will she use that to try and sweep, or will she shoot up high for a triangle? She does have a great triangle choke when she uses it from bottom, but...
Well, Yara's in a weird predicament with her right leg being trapped by Gabi because she can't really stand up to try to pass with that leg underhook this way. So Yara's a bit tied up here. Now she brings her right knee to the inside, so this could be a change in position. Gabi's still tight on the lasso, but not doing a whole lot of off-balancing with it, kind of holding Yara in place. But if we did see Yara stand up to her left leg, we could see a lot more passing action come into play. And with just 140 on the clock, the next score is likely to be the last score of the fight.
The referee awards 2 for this. It's considered a sweep the way that Pessanha has knocked Soares down to her back, and she's kind of in top position, but her legs are completely trapped. Her right ankle is right now cupped by the arm of Yara Soares. Soares could answer back.
Now we see a better position for Yara, where she has that right leg inside. It's a little bit tied up in the lapels here, but again, you see Gabby's right foot come in and try to step on the hamstring of Yara and create some space. And with 50 seconds left, Yara's gonna definitely look to come up and score the last 2 points, but then the score will be even at that point. So Gabby's gonna try to hold on here for the last 40 seconds. If we're gonna see some big efforts this week from Yara, definitely. She comes up.
Oh wait, toe hold attempt here from Pessanha. It's only one hand on right now, but there
she will
she's
get
going
the
for
two.
a little bear trap, and she's gonna come up and out on the back. Gabi Pessanha timed it so well here. She's got 20-something seconds left on this clock. She's got the rear body lock.
She's points awarded to Gabi Pessanha with 15 seconds left on the clock.
A smile. She looks up at the referee, raising his hand, and she smiles, knowing that she is seconds away from taking double gold here in her first IBJJF World Championships as a black belt. And the clock runs down, and that is it. Gabi Pessanha, the champion here in Anaheim, California. Double gold for Pessanha.
In her first black belt performance in a world championship, double gold, the best in the world. Absolutely incredible for what's technically considered a rookie black belt, right? She's been at a black belt competitive level for a long time, but now she's put the stamp in the books. She is the best. Beautiful performance by Yara Soares all weekend as well, having a highlight performance of being the only person to submit Gabby Garcia at the black belt level since purple belt, so definitely some big matches for her.
Not the only, because both these ladies submitted Gabby Garcia this weekend, and I think this is amazing. It's a signal that the new generation has arrived with everything. There is a new queen of the absolute division. Gabi Pessanha, however, as impressive as her victory was, let's give all credit to Yara Soares for making it through into both the final of the super heavyweight and the absolute division also. But there can only be one champion, and this year that is Gabi Pessanha of In-Fight Jiu-Jitsu.
See some highlights here with the most significant moments of the match before we head over to the podium and check out the open class medalists.
Yara Soares looking extremely disappointed. You know, there was a chance for redemption in the absolute to possibly take the gold medal, but she's going to have to be satisfied with double silver. But Gabi Pessanha skips from one side of the mat to the other, ecstatic that she has taken double gold here at the 2021 IBJJF World Championships. Lots of this, lots of leg fighting, lots of pummeling for position, not a lot of happening in the first minutes of the match, but the ending of the match, the back take, and hopefully we have a replay of that. That was really something special. The way that Pessanha was able to come out the back and get up onto there we go, the rear body lock, score the points for it, and then, well, for me, it was that moment where she looked up and she smiled at her coach, and she smiled and she's
it was
like,
secured, bag
in the
secured.
bag.
So we'll head over to the podium and check out the open class